On August 16, 1777, the Battle of Bennington, part of the American Revolutionary War's Saratoga Campaign, is fought on the New York-Vermont border. In the summer of 1777, British General John Burgoyne moved south from Canada. The goal was to seize control of the Hudson River. With Britain's naval blockade already restricting movement by sea, the British hoped this move would isolate New England from the rest of the colonies. Burgoyne's army of about 8,000 was slowed by poor roads, difficult terrain, and obstacles strewn along the route by the colonials. With his supply line stretched thin, Burgoyne had to get creative to replenish his forces. Burgoyne divided his forces and sent a contingent of about 1,000 German, British, and Loyalist troops, led by Lieutenant Colonel Friedrich Baum, to collect horses and supplies in Bennington, Vermont. On August 16th, after a day of non-stop rain, more than 2,000 American militiamen and Continental Army regulars, led by General John Stark and Colonel Seth Warner, attacked Baum about 10 miles from Bennington. Within a short period, the Patriots surround Baum's forces. Baum is himself mortally wounded. The battle continues until nightfall. The British suffer 200 dead and seriously wounded, and another 700 taken prisoner or missing. American casualties total about 70. The engagement contributes to British General John Burgoyne's eventual defeat at Saratoga, which is a turning point in the war. In Paris, Benjamin Franklin is able to use the colonial victory at Saratoga to convince France to enter the war. Of particular interest to me personally is that some of the Battle of Bennington is fought on property owned by my great-great-great-great-grandfather, Hazard Wilcox Sr., a Loyalist who was killed 3 years later in the Battle of Young's House near White Plains, New York. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1812, during the War of 1812, the U.S. surrenders Fort Detroit to British and Shawnee forces. In 1896, gold is discovered in Canada's Yukon Territory, triggering North America's last great gold rush. In 1948, baseball's then home run king Babe Ruth dies of cancer in New York City at the age of 53. In 1954, the first issue of Sports Illustrated is published, featuring a cover story on Eddie Matthews. In 1962, the Beatles fire their original drummer, Pete Best, and officially replace him with Ringo Starr. In 1977, King of Rock and Roll Elvis Presley dies at age 42 of a heart attack at his Graceland estate. In 2018, Queen of Soul Aretha Franklin dies at the age of 76 of pancreatic cancer in Detroit. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Which conflict between Native Americans and the U.S. government occurred during the American Civil War? The Black Hawk War, the Dakota Uprising, Tecumseh's War, or the Winnebago Uprising? Think you know the answer? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Find out if you're right next time on Today in History. You made it through Today in History. Nice work. Now treat yourself. Click the video on the right for what happened yesterday in history. Still can't get enough? The link on the left's got the whole playlist buffet. Want to make history a daily habit? Click my face in the middle to subscribe.